Didn't plan on necessarily doing a live stream today, but here we are. I wanted to test some things. I just got some new badges for everyone for the membership levels, and I wanted to see how they look. I got a couple different sizes, so I'm trying to figure out how to do that. And hopefully these work, but if they don't, I have larger ones as well. And I have a couple different styles that I'm working with. Hey, what's up? Okay. How's it going? Those are really small. I'm looking at the new badges, guys, and looking okay, but not great. What do you guys think? I have a couple different styles that I'm working with, and I think I'm going to go with this one. Okay. Let's try this again. Download that one. There we go. Back. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Download. I don't know if it'll do it midstream. We'll see if it works. Yeah, I'm gonna try the larger icons. I don't think it'll work midstream, but we'll find out. We're gonna find out. How's it going, everyone? So I'm just like, no giveaways or anything. We're just chatting, and I figure this kind of be a fun way to just kick around on a Sunday. I am working on updating these icons for the membership levels. So you kind of see them. I'm gonna try something a little different. I got a bunch of different styles to work with. So I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. So let me minimize that. And let me see if I download it. Did I download it? Yeah. So I extract all these. Hey guys. 30 people in here. You guys been paying attention to what's happening over on Instagram? It's gotten a little crazy over there. I don't know if even if you had the money for a signal, if that even makes any sense, Don. I don't. Leatherman is in a weird spot right now. Maybe the Leatherman curl is the way to go. I think you might like it a lot. Much better than you think. You're watching that. It's hard to watch a live stream later on because you don't get to see the live chat simultaneously. I wish they would implement the ability to access a live chat like within the image so you could see what that person was like, what I'm talking to, you know? All right. Coming in from Nevada. Let's see, what time is it in Nevada? Like 11, right? Something like that. Okay. So let's see if I can oh, these look like they'll be much better. So let me try that one. This one. So what I'm doing right now is I'm playing around with the member icons and see if how they appear on stream. Yeah, 1025. Cool. So I need the one that is this one, 1 year. Obviously no one has the 1 year one yet. 24, 2 years. 3 years. I'm almost done. Let's see if this works in like actual live format. That would be pretty interesting. I don't know if it'll do that. It might just be too small. Let's save and publish and see what happens. Guess we'll find out. I doubt it works during the live, but I guess this will be something we'll test. All right, cool. We got people from Georgia. We got people from Nevada coming in. Just chilling. Hammer, pliers, driver, and blade are all necessities. Maybe the P2? The biggest problem right now is like it's hard to recommend something that has those cutters on it. They just don't cut nearly as well. I might be overdoing it, but it feels wrong to recommend something that's worse than an older model, right? Doesn't that feel weird? So does it showing? Yeah, they updated. Look at that. That's cool. So it does update in relatively real time. I think what I'm going to have him do is, yeah, like you can read it clear, but I think I'm going to have him blow up the text a little bit bigger, like fill in that space a little bit more. I don't know how easy that's going to be. But like, does the text, I think the text looks a lot clearer. They were asking about the Tactile Geek sling. I have it over here somewhere. But bags are such a big like commitment because of space. So the thing about knives is like they go into a relatively small area. But when you start reviewing bags, people start throwing bags at you. You really want to review bags. You have to have a way to get rid of them. And that I don't have yet. So maybe if I had more space, I could make it work. I do a couple of them here and there. Like I have a ridiculously good sling bag from, what's it called? I forget. Hold on a second. What's up?
I don't yet.
No. Ask Mom to put it on.
Don't.
Ask Mom to put it on.
What?
Ask Mom.
Okay.
Go ahead, she'll put it on for you. Okay? All right. All right. So on phones, I'm guessing it's pretty small. But I think the fact that the image and the color, it's still better than just a star, right? You can kind of see, like, if you've had more than a month, you go from, like, not having any of those little emblems around the text to having, like, one, and then there's, like, two, and then it keeps, like, adding those little markers, the little different tools and stuff that are on the emblem. So it'll start with the wrench, and then you get the watch and the scissors, and they keep going. No, not here. She's doing some things. So I'm putzing around down here trying to get ready for tomorrow. I gotta film a Black Friday video. So the goal is to film it, but I'm mostly going to be working in the background. It's not the film that's the video that's as important as what we're going to work on in the description, as Tim knows. We talked about this because I want to put as much of what's going on in the EDC world in one place. So instead of having to go search like a billion different websites for EDC gear, it's all going to be like categorized, like general places like Amazon, CountyCom, and then knives, multi-tools, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So how's everyone doing on Sunday? Everyone doing all right? Obviously not a scheduled live stream. Just felt like seeing how these icons work, if they're any good. So I think they're good. I just think we need to fill in more of that space because I think they're a little hard to read. But other than that, I like it. I actually definitely think the large icons work better. They're a lot clearer, for sure. Yeah, the Monday is coming kind of feeling. The only issue with doing what I do is there is no Monday or Friday. Unless you make it the way it is. Like you can keep going nonstop. Yeah, we live north of Reno in Nevada, and it snowed on you. Pretty awesome. All right. So the icons work. That's cool. So what do you guys have any questions for me? You want any hints about Black Friday? I have some exclusive codes that will be going live during that video. So I've talked to a couple of people. Like the goal is to get it filmed so that I can focus the next 2 days on just communicating with people by email and so on, and be like, hey, do you have any codes you want to share? Hey, do you have any sales you want to share? And so I could get all that information in. But Revo, 50% off their whole website. They're going to give me a code for vault case as well. We haven't decided what we're going to do with that, but it's that should be cool as well. I like I definitely like to interact with people. I mean, that's really what I love to do. If I could, I would. Favorite Endural 2.0 light? It's hard to say. I think it's all about balance for me. I like to have a lot of features in it, preferably with a reversible clip. The problem is so many of them are only rechargeable only. So like, I like the Workhorse FC13 because it has Endural 2.0, it has reverse charging capability, and it has a bunch of different emitter types, and it's like under 40 bucks. Like, it's really hard to beat that one. It's a little bit bigger though than what most people like to carry. You should not watch the video. If you're worried about how much I'm going to cost you on Black Friday video, you should definitely not watch. Because like the goal is to make it really easy to find the right stuff. So if you're not into that, you should not tune in, because it's going to be getting down to the nitty-gritty on best sales that are available. That's what it comes down to. That's funny you mentioned that, Noel. I want so badly Victorinox to make a Jet Setter Plus, which has pen scales and has a third layer like a Rambler, but it's like the nail cleaner file plus the measuring thing, flathead, two-dimensional Phillips. I want those in there as well. Yeah, the thing is can we call it a Black Friday sale if they start the sale like a week early? That's the problem. And here's the thing, if you buy stuff too early, you miss out on a lot of potential when everyone else jumps in on the Black Friday. So like, let's say you bought something that was $70 and it was on sale for $30, which is a great deal, right? But then you find out that, Blade HQ is having 40% off like a Spyderco Shaman or something like that. And you're like, crap, I could have used that $30 towards something I really wanted. That's the only thing. So a new flashlight, depends on what you're looking for. I had a question for you guys. I did a quick video on this for Instagram. This is like a blade delete that was part of a kit. Like I bought the kit on AliExpress, and it was just screws and pivots. It was really easy to put together for the most part. I mean, it's like you have to kind of finagle the things in. But other than that, it was pretty cool. Do you like this kind of stuff? I mean, that's kind of how the channel started, was just modifying things and trying new stuff. But I don't know. It's, we've grown so much. It's hard to say what people are into anymore. So Civivi is doing they're already doing like 25% off most of their stuff right now. I think that's continuing. They also are offering from their website, like includes a little organizer whenever you purchase over a certain amount. Some of them are good, but some of them are really, really good sales. Like Concept is going to have 50% off a bunch of their knives on Amazon. CJRB is going to have like 40% off a lot of their knives. So like there's a lot of stuff coming up. Like I'm going to be working on Black Friday at like 3 a.m. getting it all organized, getting it all set up. What's up?
Mom said her phone's not connecting.
Okay. Well, it might mean I have to go. I'll be up in a little bit, okay? Okay. Yeah. Any spider coat? Like the thing is, we don't know yet, right? Because it's not Black Friday. The thing is like a lot of the bigger companies like Buck, Kershaw, they all wait till actual Black Friday. The i3T2 officially supports the 10440? No, I don't believe you. Show me. Where did you hear that? Really? I have to remake my video again. You're kidding. Well, no, I have it. It's like sitting right here. Yeah, right here. I already made my video on it. It's fantastic. It's strictly better than the original. It's on the description? I'm looking right now. There's no way. There's no way. They built in low voltage protection for 10440. There's just no way. That would make it the best flashlight, basically, in the whole thing. There's no way. That would be too good. Looking. No, that's not even remote. Like, so that change is not even remotely all the features that have changed with the i3T. Not even close. Like, they increased the output. They increased the length of time that it'll run at the high output. They also gave you the ability to flip the program. So instead of starting on low, you can start on high. So if they combine that with the ability to genuinely use 10440, which I'm looking for it right now. Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Of course, they bury them, right? Here we go. So I see the Dragon one. A single A battery offers... Oh, okay, here's what happened. So, here, I figured they had to do this. So if it says that 10440 now supported in this light, which means that they have in-body regulation for the battery, meaning that it has low voltage protection. So it detects a high voltage battery and then it shuts off at a certain point where it doesn't burn out the battery. So that's fantastic, but only a maximum output of 300 lumens though with the 10440. So the original i3T could reach like 500, but you were basically running the risk of burning it out. So this is an output that I guess that they think it can maintain. So I'm gonna have to remake my video for tomorrow. Holy crap, that's crazy. That is kind of a big deal, and I kind of missed it. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to remake that video, huh? I run a 10440 in my internet. I don't know what you mean. The other thing that's interesting is they made the clip like attached differently, so it's way more secure. They kept a good shape though, and it seems a little bit more robust. But I gotta try this 10440 thing. I'm gonna try it right now. I cannot believe that is the case. I mean, it's definitely brighter. It's definitely brighter. So what it is, I mean, that's still amazing, right? Like, because most people aren't going to use the 10440, but the nice thing is that it does give a slight performance boost. I mean, 50% is a huge performance jump. That's amazing. pretty cool. So if you guys are willing to wait, you might want to wait for the videos coming out tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I'll have a link there if you want to use the links to buy stuff. That would be helpful. But I will add that feature because I did not know that. I feel like I should have known that. I just never expected them to do it. Grim Workshop does flashlights. Really? No way. I love those guys. They have a flashlight now? It must be, what kind of flashlight takes either a AA or a AAA? Must be a remake of something. Yeah, I mean, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. I mean, this light is coming out. I'll also be talking about that in the video. Please don't buy before you watch, because if you don't want to buy it by yourself. That's the big punchline there. But yeah, let me see what we got here. We're within the sale time, so I can talk about this stuff. I'm not releasing my formal video just yet. Flashlight. Runs off. Oh, that's like a cheap one you can buy online. The problem with those is those are the zoomable ones, and they're not waterproof either. Oh, I know the one you're talking about. Okay. I was all excited. So the thing about Olight, the reason Olight will likely take over and why I like them is they have recognized that credibility is the most valuable of all commodities. So they go out of their way in any interaction with a customer to make sure that they are over-satisfied. So I've heard some pretty amazing stories about something being a year or two old and they weren't sure if it was something that the person did or it was a manufacturer's thing. So they're like, don't worry about it. We'll send you a new one. And they're like, whoa. And they understand that when you capture a customer, because of a customer service experience, it changes how people shop. And if you were at Fan Day, let me tell you, they have some loyal people, and they know how to take care of them with the early access and the free stuff, and you also get you can use coins to buy other things that you can ship to yourself. Like I have a bunch of coins. I mean, before I got sent a single item from Olight, I was already yellow diamond. So, yeah. So you love Olight, but they left South Africa earlier this year. Left in what way? Hey, what's up, Zap Wizard? That's cool. If you don't know, Zap Wizard has an amazing YouTube channel, but also does a lot of design work for custom implements inside Leatherman tools. So specifically the Free P4 and the Arc. He's got custom sheaths that are amazing for them and inserts. You got to go check it out if you don't know. So highly recommended. I mean, no company is going to be perfect at the end of the day. No company is going to be perfect, and they are very aggressive with their marketing strategies. I mean, how many different people like myself have made an Olight video in the last 48, 72 hours between the 16th and the 20th? A lot. And they know how to, they always send stuff. They are very generous with that. And the thing is people don't realize every single one of you that has an account can share a friend code with someone else, and you can get 10% the same I do. So they're really good at this. You look, it works. And look, I wouldn't recommend it if the product wasn't good. They just extended their warranty to a full lifetime. I wouldn't recommend Olight if it wasn't for the fact that they are outshining every other brand, pretty much in every category. Not every category, but most categories in the sub $100 range. It's really hard to compete with Olight. Like this thing on discount is ridiculous. So good. So insane. Yep. Yeah, I've got to ask Grim Workshop if they're doing a Black Friday thing, because I love those guys. They're so kind and they're so good people. Like if you, like, can I say one thing? And there's not many people in here, but anybody who's watching this, buy at least one thing from a small business this year, please. I'm begging you. Doesn't matter who it is. Don't use my codes. We just find a small business and buy stuff from them, whether it's Leatherwork or Grim Workshop or some other company like it, like Anti-Gear Co., who really helped me and had an amazing relationship with me before I was even popular. Like these just so many nice, kind people in this genre, and there's just so many cool companies. Buy something from a small business. That would be, if you got to, please do that and give it to someone. It's just awesome. Small Business Saturday, so important. I'm not going to do a separate video, but I am going to, in the description, I need to find like a little icon that I can use to like distinguish like small business. So like it would be, I don't know if it's a lot of work and I don't know if I have the time, but it would be nice if I could like do a little thing so people could, yeah, Mr. Black said anti what? So it's a small company, family run. He hires only veterans, and he just makes one of the coolest little wallets. Where the heck is it? Oh, I know where one is. Or I did know where one is. It's probably on the table somewhere. Where is it? Ah, here we go. So Anti-Gear Co. makes these awesome elastic wallets. So it looks like this. Like this is actually two pieces. So it's their patch panel and like a little organizer, and then you can put stuff in it. So I was using this which I took with me to Blade Show. But basically what I did is I had like a little NAFS screwdriver. These things are phenomenal. So this would go in here, and you can put the i3T, by the way, fits, or the i3T2 fits perfectly in here. And then I have like a little jet setter Swiss Army knife, and then I had like bits inside here. So there's some 4mm bits inside the Wazoo cash cap, and there's like, anyway, great company, really nice people, and this like the wallets are like $20 or something. They're awesome, but there's like a bunch of that. Like, sadly I cannot do all of those things. Like it would just be, the list would be huge. It wouldn't even fit in the description. Yeah, so here's the thing. We need to look at categories where small businesses can genuinely compete and which ones they can't, right? Like, and the thing is to emphasize buying from companies that can actually play within the market. There is not a company that is American-based that has any skin in the game when it comes to flashlights. You can say what you want, and you'll hear a bunch of people like rah-rahing for Surefire and companies like Maglite, but the reality is they are not even in the same ballpark of technology than what you're getting from some of these manufacturers, Phoenix and Olight and others. They're just miles ahead, like so far ahead, it's actually scary how far ahead they are. Yeah, great art company, great wallets. Another great example of a small business. But the thing is, I want to say get these because they're awesome, but I also know that our company has found its stride. Like, it's not that I don't want to recommend it, but I almost want to recommend companies that haven't quite hit their stride yet. You know what I mean? Like, Redeem Creations is the guy who runs it is a really good friend of mine. I love his work, but he's so busy because people have found his stuff. Instead, I would love to do, like, I wish I had time. I don't have time. But next year, I promise you this, I'm swearing to that now, during like this week, I will do a small business appreciation. We'll do like 20 companies that haven't hit their stride, which you can help with. I think that would be such a cool video. No affiliate links, just all like ways you could, like, people you can patronize, cool people that I've discovered over the time. Like, obviously I can't do everyone, but it would be kind of neat, right? It would take a lot of work, but I think it would be worth it. It's the Maglite will never do well until they admit that they're not the best. The problem is you hear the reps talk and they think they are the best. They're the best. They're the best. And meanwhile, they have the same parasitic drain problems they've had for 20 years. They are all, except for 2 of them, below IPX7 waterproof rating. They mostly have a single mode. They are all cool white and very highly inefficient, cheap, inexpensive LEDs. Like they're not using the top of the line SST40, Nietzsche 509. They're not using the high-end version of the LEDs either. So like they have to first admit, okay, we have a problem. Now let's figure out how we can solve it. But they won't do that. No, but actually, you know, it's funny you say about the Maglites and the hurting and the thing. They actually disprove that. You have to already have a physical advantage over someone for it not to become a weapon against you, because you needed something a little bit more nimble. Heavy things, actually, surprisingly, like that, they're not as actually effective, believe it or not. There's a bunch of self-defense like YouTubes that have actually disproved it full on. Like it's just not good. In fact, there's videos of that exact thing happening where someone tried to do it and they got taken and then used against them. So don't think that it's actually good for that. Yeah. Yeah, I am an enabler extraordinaire. That's what I do. You know what I mean? Well, I'm sure it hurts, but it's also a less effective tool, and you have to carry it in the first place. So the Maglite, the big one, uses D batteries, for God's sakes. Come on. D batteries? Really? One mode, D batteries? The thing weighs 4 pounds. Why? I have a light that's this size that's brighter than that, and including candela. Like higher candela and brighter. No, it's stupid. Hey, what's up, guys? Ooh, I like seeing the icons. They're looking good. The new icons look good. What do you guys think? It's small on the phone, obviously, but still very readable. Yeah, I mean, but it's also the speed. Even when you go to like the companies that are actually competing with Olight, look at how quickly Olight can make a new model and design. I sat with the engineer for about an hour and a half. He showed me models that are planned out for 2 years. Okay? They have new models for a long time. And they're not bad. They're like, yeah, amazing. And they might even make my dream come true of my ultimate flashlight. There's one thing, like, it's the most eye-rolly. Yeah, I think the SAK mod kits with the screws actually did a pretty good job. These G10 ones were like, you could buy a 2 or 3 layer kit, and they were like $25. Pretty cool, honestly. I have to say, I like that a lot. And I love the G10 is so grippy compared to the slick texture that you get with those cellular scales. Way grippier, so much nicer. It's sort of crazy how many they have. They went. Look, the other thing that, okay, here's the truth. I have my ups and downs with the reps and everyone at Olight, but at the end of the day, I'm allowed to say whatever the heck I want, and I'm honest when I can. Like, and they're like, that's fine. Like, you don't like it, that's cool. We think it's good. We're thankful for it. You know, if it's good, if it's bad. I need to be honest. So as long as I can be honest, we'll continue to have a relationship with someone. If they say, oh no, you can only say this, or you can't say that, or whatever, then we're done. Like, but they don't do that. They think, they believe, and I think they're right, honest answers, whether it's good or bad, is still good for them. They know this. Like, whether it's good publicity or bad publicity, they're okay with it. Yeah, also AliExpress is what sends this kit. Here, I'll show you some of the other kits. Hold on a second. I bought a bunch of them, some in titanium too. So I got a bunch of them right here. And they're really nice. So yeah. Whoa. So here's the same kit. It comes with a tool. So it comes with a tool and the pivots, and it comes with the spacers as well. So I got that. So that's the G10 one. I have one that is, this one is for the, which one is this for? This is the 84 millimeter one. So the 84 millimeter one is one I want to work on. This is titanium. So this was like, I think $35, and there's a 2-layer one and a 3-layer one. I should have gotten two layers, is what I should have done. This one is also, I think this is a 91 millimeter, but it's got milled cutouts. So that one's kind of cool. I think this is a 2-layer, 3-layer, I can't remember. This is a 2-layer. Yeah, if you shop on AliExpress, the only way to shop is with PayPal. I mean, I would never give your direct credit card to these companies. I would always do it through a middleman like PayPal or Cash App or something that works as a middleman. You should never, ever, ever like do anything else. Like, and not only that, like they go after people, which is nice. Thank you. I'm glad you liked the recent videos. I've been a little bit stressed on time trying to get these videos out, but you know, doing what I can. Yeah, like, so like you don't have to pay $150. The nice thing is like this kit, I think, let me look. I can tell you exactly how much it costs. And it could come pretty fast, like 3 weeks. I just don't recommend them on the channel because it's a mixed bag, and because the vendors are all different, if you're not using it through something like I said, PayPal, the risks are kind of high compared to something like Amazon, which has a lot of protection. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, he just got 100 social credit score. They can suck me. Yeah, the 84 millimeter version of the cutouts was 36. See, like 36. The one I got with the cool patterning, those are like 38 for the kit. Not bad. Ooh, they have Ultim ones. Shit, I didn't see that. That's neat. But it looks like it's Ultim, but doesn't have any cutouts for the toothpicks or whatever, so that's no good. Some other cool stuff here. Next year, though, one of my things I'm going to do in 2024 is I'm going to get like a computer set up for live streaming so we can share screens and all that stuff. It'll be awesome. Yeah, so like I said, AliExpress is great for some things if you make sure there's something between you and them, right? Just make sure you have like Cash App or yeah, so there's like, they have some that are, the ones with the clip stick on, they don't necessarily are a kit like where that replace the rivets. Yeah, Tim is, I think he was here earlier. He was here briefly. You know, it's Sunday. I'm surprised anyone's here. What are you guys doing here? Come on. Should be doing something. Yeah, they have a bunch of like just stick-on scales for cheap, like 15 bucks. Here, let me show you. All right. Here's some examples. These are actually titanium, so they really are titanium. So these are 91 millimeter scales that you stick on. They are titanium. These were $15, right? And yes, I understand that, oh, you can buy American made, I get it. But to get something like this, now they'll be milled out, so they'll be a lot lighter than these. These are pretty heavy. But you're talking about a 15 versus 150. Like, that's a monstrous jump up for someone who just wants to try something maybe a little bit more durable on their Swiss Army knife. right? And they don't mind the weight. Maybe they want the weight. And so, like, this is not bad for what, 16 bucks? You just glue them on. Yeah, so the problem with flashlights, I will say this, one big problem with flashlights is they say, oh, 1,000 lumens, or like in the case of the i3T, for instance, it'll say 200 lumens. But it runs at that highest output for only a period of time because at the end of the day, you have to take in considerations for both the battery, the electronics, and the overall heat within it. And just certain outputs require a lot more body to distribute that heat. So when you have a large head and it has a lot of those ribbings so that it can actually distribute the heat, it can hold a higher output for longer. So yeah, Tim is champ. We like Tim around here. Well, no, I mean, like, the thing is Olight makes lights that have long run times. If you want to look at it this way, here, let me look at it a different way. Grab, is it in there? No, not in there. Look at it a different way. Hey, Revol, thanking for joining as a channel partner. Really appreciate it. Really awesome. So if you think about this light, right? This is the Baton 3. It can maintain 300 lumens, which is its high mode, for an hour before dropping down. So if you think of this as a 300 lumen light that holds that light, it's pretty decent. Still pretty decent. And then if you think about the fact that it can, in an emergency, reach up to 1200 lumens, the reality is there are almost no scenario where anybody needs 1200 lumens in close range for more than a few minutes. And these can do it for like 3 minutes. And that's really the deal. I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining, Revolve. It really means a lot. I really do. Yeah, even I can't argue. I wish White Mountain Knife did affiliate links. That would be great. Because I would have joined their affiliate program a long time ago. But yeah, $62 for a 154 cm knife, specifically a drop bear, it's hard to beat. So the best 10440 that I would recommend is going to be a vape cell. They're more expensive, but their quality control is really good. It is a Chinese battery, so it's one of the few times that a 10440 or a lithium battery is Chinese. But yeah, they're AA's, they're 14500s, and their 10440s are quite good. I don't believe they make a 10440 in Japan. I don't think. I could be wrong. And if they did, that would be the best, but it's going to be like 4, 5, 6 times more expensive. So like you're talking about the ProTac 90X. How big is that light, right? That holds 1,000 lumens for that long. That's the thing. I have Olights right now that can do that easily. Like, where is it? The Warrior X Turbo. It holds it for like half an hour, but it's also 270,000 candela. So quite a bit brighter than that ProTac. And the half mode, which is like 600 lumens, it does that like nonstop for like 2 hours. So like 1,000 lumens doesn't mean it's not bright. Like I said, the Warrior X Turbo is 1,000 lumens, but it's 270,000 candela. It has almost 1,000 meters of throw. Like when you talk about crazy beam distance, it's like insane. Yeah, so it's one thing to have. Yeah, it's way bigger for sure. But like lumens is only part of the equation. Like I have flashlights that are small that have 4,000 lumens. Okay, that's great. But it can't get out very far and they can't stay on very long. So yeah, there's that. Now AliExpress has been a decent place to find components for projects. where you can only find, in fact, other than like Zap Wizard is one of them. Eric, who's part of Metrograde Goods, he does some designs as well for Leatherman. Other than those two gentlemen, there's a ton of add-ons and custom iterations for Leatherman components you can find on AliExpress. And I haven't really found them anywhere else. Okay, so Palmer, thank you for the contribution. Palmer Connolly, Baton 3 Pro Max or Arcfield Pro. Wow, really different lights. Are you carrying this in your pocket, or are you like holster carrying it, or what are you using it for? Because they are very different. That's the I got to know the difference. Like why do you want to know between those two? They're both quite good for different reasons. They are pretty engineered. Well, you know, I'm actually quite impressed with the bit holder that I got. The T-shank holder that they make, I don't even think you could make economically. It's so thin. It fits in the spot, any of the 4 spots on the P4. I don't even think that's even worth effort to make, because it's like, it's really hard. And the metal that they're using is so thin, and it really does work. I'm actually quite surprised. So I was impressed with that one for sure. But like specifically, I think the thing you have way on them is like your holsters are insane, Zap. I mean, those holsters are nuts. Here, let me show you guys. All right, let's see if I can find it. Here's one. Here's no. Where's the other one? Do I not have both? Okay, I'm not sure where the other second one is. Okay, so here's just an example. This one, this was before the ARC came out. So this is the one for the P4. It has like a bunch of slots on the side, place for the bit holder and everything. So it just locks in. It's cool, and because of this cutout you can see right here on the inside, that's actually uses the tab tension, and it kind of holds the thing in. It's so cool. Probably show people, but I don't have it right now. Just trust me, Zap does a really good job showing on his YouTube how he designed it and all that stuff, so it's pretty cool. Dude, that's a labor of love to be able to do that much work to recreate a multi-tool just to be able to create new components for it. Like, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. That would be cool. So are you, oh wait, are you getting your Shopify page like ready to rock and roll, or you already have a Shopify page and that's the one you're using now? Pretty cool. Did I miss the question about, okay, all right, I did miss it. Backpack carry, EDC light. I just don't know what to carry. Backpack carry, EDC light. Backpack carry. I would take the Pro Max, and here's why. If you need to light up a wide area and you're holding the light, I think the Pro Max is going to give you a lot more output and a lot longer runtime. It also has a very wide beam pattern. So if you're working in like a tight space, and it is small, it is like just barely light enough to work on a hat, it actually spreads the light very, very well. Now, it's certainly not going to be like as versatile as the other light is. If you are an engineer in construction, you work in machining, anywhere where the UV or the laser is going to come into play, it's an easy sell for the Arcfeld Pro, right? So I think that you can't really go wrong, but they are quite different. That's pretty cool. I can't stand my holster. It has 2 buttons at the bottom of where it clicks. So what holster are you using? Curious. Yeah, Tim, don't show SOG products. I mean, you didn't do anything wrong, but they have ticked me off to the point of no return. So I appreciate it, and it's not a problem, but I'm not a SOG fan anymore. They sent me a lot of nasty grams. So there's that. All right, so let me see what else we got here. All right. All right. Thanks, Tim, for handling the stuff. No, Tim, you don't. I'm not upset. I'm never upset with you, Tim. You don't know that stuff. But like, I'm not going to get into the story. Let's just say that they didn't even bother to talk to me first. They just decided to be an absolute, just not nice people. So it's fine. Do what they want. I'm just not going to be one to help them. So that's all. Yeah, Zap Wizard does not advertise, but he does it because it's a labor of love. Let me tell you, he has a lot of other cool projects. You should check out his website. He has a bunch of different stuff that he does with 3D design. So definitely worth checking. I think I've talked about it a couple of times, but once again, small businesses, check these out. They're awesome. And actually, the sheets are really, really, really reasonably priced. I think it's like $35, right? How much are these, Zap? I forget. They're cheap and they're tough. They're really tough. Have you seen Brian Winters' cool OTF Pro? Yeah. Yeah. Brian Winters, he's like that. He's one of those channels on Instagram I have on, like, make sure I don't miss a post. You know, you should do that, by the way, with all the people that you like, because they will populate your feed with those guys instead of advertisements. So do that. But also, like, Brian Winters is a magician, man. No, Tim's fine. Tim's fine. Yeah, you're good, Tim. No problems. Would do lower because of the armor design. The new arc. What's the new armor design? I haven't seen that. Let me take a look. Is it not up yet? Oh, coming soon. So you're getting ready to bring it up. That's cool. So that's something to look forward to. Okay. It has a covered front. That'd be cool. Is it more secure that way? But do you have it without the covered front? Or is it just the covered front type? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I mean, keep it protected. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Cavity Search. It's a fun name. Have you seen the new icons we have now? Thank you for being a member for more than a month. See, the cool thing is now I can tell how long people is, because you get the black one when you first start out, and then the brown one if you've been there for more than 2 months. So how cool is that? So I know. Thank you for doing it for 2 months. It's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, but like he's got the free series on lock. Actually have both bit drivers that he designed. I like them both, but I think my preference is a 4mm driver versus the Leatherman driver. But you know, it's to each their own, really. Pretty cool. Now, if only someone would invent... No, I'm not going to say it. I don't want to jinx it. Yeah, so the brand I was talking about earlier is... Dude, snazzy. Yeah. Thank you, Cavity Search. Wait, did that just add another month? It doesn't. It just says 1 month, or is that just a shout out that you can use, which is pretty awesome. Also, either way, thank you. Disregarding price, how would you rank the free P4, free P2, Arc, and Garage number 5? Okay, that's tough. Disregarding price. Okay, here's the question. does the Arc and the garage number 5 have the new cutters, or do they all have the new cutters? So it's all equal, or is it like the old school P2, P4? Because you know how I feel about those crappy cutters. But if I really was going to narrow it down, I think the top of the series is P4. I think that's number 1. And I didn't initially think that, but what I realized is the P4 is actually a very ideal tool for people who are in the outdoors, people fishing, people hunting, people doing stuff actively in water sports and so on, because you have nothing to lose. And it has both left hand and right hand capability. Whatever hand is tied up, the other hand can be used with an opening blade. So even though the other one has the Magnica blade, I think the P4 still wins out slightly. And then I think the Arc comes in at number 2. The P2 comes in at we said the garage number 4. I think the garage number 4 might be a little bit better than the Arc. Because the grind on the blade is much better. It's hard to say. Hey! Thank you, Alan, for coming in from Australia, I'm assuming. Right? The land down under. That's what I'm assuming. Hope I don't get that wrong. Oh, so they all have the new cutters. Well, then they're all equally crappy. Okay, so yeah, then I would say like P4, 40th Anniversary Edition, and then P2. Well, no, I mean, they're all kind of close, to be honest. They're all different. Like the P2 and the P4 are very different tools. Oh, that's true. It could be New Zealand too. I forgot about that. Wait. Can I ask you, Alan? Do people in New Zealand say the land down under, or do they say something else? Because like we want to know, like if someone says the land down under, are we going to have to pick? Is it going to be a 50-50 shot? I think given everyone had equal access, I think the 40th Anniversary Edition takes it probably number 1 slot. I agree, and only because of that plier. The plier with the spring-loaded plier and the option to take out the spring if you wanted to, and the ability to adjust the plier pivot, plus the blade grind is better. It's hard, yeah, I mean. But no one's going to have it, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's kind of a similar idea, Anthony, about the OHT, right? Like the Free P4 actually is probably better than the OHT for fishing for the simple reason that it has a blade that is both left-handed and right-hand accessible. So depending on what hand you have tied up, you have a rod in one hand and you got to pull it out left-handed, right? You can't really do that easily with the OHT, but you can do that because there's literally a blade right there with the P4. And it's the right one. It's the serrated blade, which is exactly what you're going to use because you don't want to press hard on something. You might be just trying to saw something. So it really is a very good tool design. It grew on me a lot after I used it. Well, I mean, the reality is no brand has made a true fishing multi-tool because none of them use a steel that is corrosion resistant enough to be holding up in that environment. Like you don't see any using 304 stainless and that kind of thing. You're talking about the $270 S35VN knife. I would rather wear sandpaper underwear than give Leatherman $250 for a S35VN knife with absolutely nothing important or special. It doesn't even have a nice handle. It had freaking G10. Give me a break. Eesh. Collector's item though. Dude, auction Leatherman Wave for $40 is a absolute steal. Congratulations. More power to you. It's still sold out in like an hour. You know, somehow that such a bad money grab. I mean, it was like the insult to injury that they should never have decided to do. Like, what were they thinking? If we didn't know that it was a cash grab before, we know it is now. I like the curl. I think, look, right now with the cutter issue, the curl and the bond both are like easy recommendations, right? Because they don't have to deal with that. So there you go. G10 just sounds good to say. Otherwise, glass reinforced resin that will yellow in 5 years doesn't mark it as well. It's true. No, I mean, eBay is such a cool place to find things. Like, here's the reality. A used Leatherman is way better than a new Leatherman now, right? Because better cutters. And if you get like an older Leatherman, you might even get 154 CM cutters. People forget that this is the second downgrade. It's not the first one. They had a 154 CM cutter. It was so high quality, no one replaced them. So they're like, you know, we need to downgrade it so we actually make more money. They're like, okay, sure. So they do that, and then no one really noticed. Someone kind of noticed a little bit, but it wasn't. People dealt with it. And then this next one is another downgrade. So this is the second downgrade to the cutters. Mr. Black Guy. Thank you. Welcome to be joining us as a channel partner. I really appreciate it. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining. I think what we're just going to do for that stream on the 13th is we're just going to give a full 10 things away for giveaway, because like I'm going to count these as well towards the total. I don't remember how many it was. The Leatherman Surge is the king of multi-tools, except the cutters. Like, it's so messed up, right? You have the toughest tool with shitty cutters, doesn't do you any good. So what you do is you get the EOD cutters, you modify them, because on the Surge you have a hardwire cutter below it in the area where the two handles come together. So there's a little hardwire cutter. So by having both of those things, you kind of combine it for ease of use, whether you are using it for hardwire or softwire. So that's how you fix that problem. But yeah, the Surge is awesome. The rock tool. So the rock tool is actually a more expensive tool than Byberry. So be careful. That $40 tool is still more expensive than the Byberry. And the thing is, Byberry has a much better customer service experience. Like when you have issues on Amazon, they're way more responsive and they actually replace things. Like that's part of it. That's why I don't recommend them over Byberry. As a, what do they call them? Like a distributor company, like that takes the drop shipping, you know what I'm talking about? No, I'm sorry to hear that. I really hate that when that happens. When you have something that means a lot to you and you can't find it, that's rough. You said your free P4 cutters just broke cutting a coat hanger? Is it a new P4? Palmer, was it a new one? Mark, I'm sad to say you might be onto something. Like if the multi-tool companies are going to continue to mess this basic thing up, like when does it get to the point where you're better off just carrying a small vice grip? We're getting there. Like if they don't get things under control. Enjoy, guys. Oh yeah, I mean, some people are probably enjoying it early, you know. Some people, you know, work during that time. So if you're having a celebration this weekend, great. Awesome. Enjoy. So it's a new cutter. So it literally just broke. So contact them, get a new one, and keep getting new ones until they get the point. All right, so I mean, like the thing is you can get a 4-inch Irwin vice grip, which has about the same opening, maybe a little bit less than what you'll get with a Leatherman, but it's going to be able to clamp down harder. obviously. And you can cut that little notch like I've talked about. So that's something. And it's like, what, 11 bucks? So 11 bucks for something like this that you can keep with you easily. And you can get the 5-inch version, which is going to even have more capability. You can get, you know, something like that, but it doesn't have a cutter. You can get something like this, which technically has a cutter, but it sucks. You know. It's a lot. But you got to remember, I move this stuff around a lot. And I need a system that's going to be durable, that's going to have good organization, and potentially integrates with the truck that I have. So I'm actually going to build an attachment that fits into the bed, so I can take the entire sections of these and just click right in. I can take the whole panel out when I don't need it, and it's going to be awesome. So I'm using the same rails that fit into the, you know, that have the little U rails, and I'm putting them on the bed, the lower part. So it's going to be awesome. So yeah, these are great. And yes, they are expensive. Yeah, like if you just cut the little notch like I've done in the past, it gets infinitely more versatile. I will say that there's something to having a multi-tool that's small enough to fit in a wallet that has everything. So this is like the knifeless rebar. I think that companies need to explore that approach where something that's slim but has no blade functionality, so it's a complementary tool. I wish they would do more of that. That's cool. Yeah, I haven't talked much about like discounts on Milwaukee or any of that stuff. Like they're not sponsoring the channel or anything like that. It's just, and I'm surprised I haven't gotten flagged by them yet. Because I mean, I bought them. I mean, I bought all of them, and they happen to be in my background. They didn't say anything, so I'm not worried about it. Making what again? They're saying they're making what again? Well, I'm glad I can provide some distraction. I try to keep it kind of focused on that because it's just everyone's got something. And I think you know, I grew up having ways to kind of share with a group of people without talking about ourselves. So like we did things where we traveled and we went to competitions and so on, but we didn't talk about our background, but we had some camaraderie. We were doing something to distract ourselves. So I'm glad it helps you, you know, and glad it helps. Yeah, well, the crunch is technically not gone, but I haven't seen it. Have you? I just gave one away. So the i3T2, huh? Can use the 10440. Did not think that was going to happen. What's also weird is I can't tell if it's brighter. I think it is still 5 lumens. So they have what it is it's now regulated, whereas before it wasn't regulated in the past generation. I may have to cut it down to 2 videos. No, it's the same. Wait, what? Okay. Maybe this battery is dead, or close to dead. The best 10440 you can easily get is probably Vape Cell. No, that's definitely brighter. Okay. So the EAB ones, which I got, I just had they're not that great. The second best ones are, I actually have them in my always recommended list, I think, on Amazon. What's the name of these things? So probably the easiest ones to find are probably the PK cell ones. Those are the ones I would probably start with. They're pretty inexpensive. They have, wait a second. Are these Samsung made? No way. I don't know. I don't know who makes these. But there's some that are all blue that says ICR 10440, and I don't know. They're like pretty expensive, $5 per, and I can't figure out who they are made by. So they look like Samsung's batteries, though. That would be really good, but I doubt that those are them. I mean, Leatherman has done it to themselves. No one's to blame for it. I've tried to do what I can, but there's only so much you can do. You know what I mean? Yeah, the PK cell is not bad. I don't know about these non-marked ones. They have vape cells on here too, but the vape cells are $8 a piece, so $7.50. That's expensive, very expensive. So I think you could go with the PK cell and you'd be okay. Just from a price, like quality to price ratio. Don't go with Ultrafire. They're not good, I can tell you right now. Some of these other brands that I don't know of, I would just be careful. Like, batteries are a scary thing if they're not done well. It's not an inflation problem. Leatherman's problem is not an inflation problem. It's not a price problem. Okay, let's say they keep the prices. The problem is that their quality control has decreased. I buy like 30 Leathermans in the last year and a half. 30. And like 30% of them have problems out of the box. Like this rebar, knifeless rebar, plier head completely locked up out of the box. Cutters are crap. You know, it's the same crappy cutters. That is problematic. Like, they can't keep releasing products that are more expensive and lower quality than they were in the past. If you look at Victorinox, over 100 years of experience, they still release a quality tool every single time. And they used to be just more expensive than Leatherman. Guess what? Now they're cheaper. Like, this is not the time to mess up. You can be expensive, but you have to be quality. Like, if you're going to charge $230 for a tool, it better be freaking flawless. You know what I'm saying? It better be good, not just okay. Yeah, I like the knifeless rebar. It's an awesome tool. It's got a great tool set. It doesn't require any modification. I think it's pretty cool. It's got a couple of quirks here and there, but otherwise it's pretty good. And some of them are going to be good out of the box. It's just this particular one came with a very tight plier, and I fixed it, but it shouldn't have to do it, you know? Yeah, like, if you're going to go to the size of, like, the Gerber dime, I think the, what's it called? The next tool, Mini Sailor, is probably a bit better. It says I have a brand new signal and the cutters have about a 0.5 millimeter gap between them. Are you talking about down at the bottom? Yeah, that's the new cutters and they suck. Yeah, like I think CRKT and companies like Chris Reeves, I think you're talking about Chris Reeves knives, not CRKT. Like, Chris Reeves knives, look, really good people. Let me start with that. Completely unjustifiable price point. I'm sorry. I've held a bunch of Sabenzas. Most knives I get out of Best Tech have better quality control. That's a problem. And they're half the cost. I'm sorry to say this. I hate to be that guy. Like, and like, I'm not cherry picking it. I think his work is wonderful, but I'll say this once, I'll say it again. If you're a company and you've been making the same knife for more than 20 years and you're not changing anything, you're inevitably dying as a company. And they've been making the same knife for like 40 years. And there's a bunch of people doing that. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting like some kind of improvement result is not the way to be successful. They need to reinvent themselves. Every one of these companies, Strider, Hinderer, CRK, they all need to make a sub $100 USA made knife that anyone can access. And then they could say, hey, don't buy that $40 knife, buy this $100 knife. We'll have USA made on it. We will back it and people will buy it. But no one wants to do that. It drives me crazy. Do you have any suggestions for an EDC organizer that goes on a belt with a clip or loop? I don't really do organizers like that are not actual holsters. So the only thing that I put on my belt is an actual holster. So I don't have any experience in it, unfortunately. I'm sorry to say. Well, I mean, look, I don't fault any American company from utilizing the resources they have available. That's not the problem. It's not the problem. It's not the problem. It's just they're gaslighting themselves, right? When you set yourself up to be so gung-ho, you put yourself in a corner where you can't collaborate with other people who potentially can improve your product. And you don't want to be in that situation. And I also say consumers have a bit of responsibility here too, to be more forgiving and more understanding about what is being faced in these American companies. Whether small business or slightly bigger businesses, you have no idea what these companies have to do to be able to sell their product at a reasonable price, to be able to pay their people a reasonable price. It is insane. So I get that things are expensive. What I don't get is why companies like CRK keep making expensive products and not finding a way to do more sales at lower prices. Like, there's the same people buying that exact knife over and over again. That eventually runs out. You gotta find, like, and New Blood is just not necessarily interested in it. They don't see okay, CRK, what does that mean to me? Like, oh, they invented the liner, the frame lock. You mean that thing I've been carrying around since before I understood knives? They weren't there when it happened, right? So it's different. So yeah, knives are fascinating, and I love the people in this community. They're just amazing. Like, go over to the Chris Reeves Knives booth at Blade Show, and they are some of the nicest people. They are phenomenal. They'll talk to you about anything. They love to talk shop about milling, and they're great people, amazing people. But all these people are playing in the same genre, competing with each other for that one purchase that people are going to buy a year maybe, with these really expensive collector's knives that most won't use for day-to-day tasks. Buck seems to be starting to get its act together, but it's taking them a long time. You know, I would like to see more knife, but it comes down to, we need an $80 USA made knife, 154 cm, G10, with ball bearings that's decent. Like essentially take a Civivi knife that's like a Ray Lonico Socoke, and you just translate that into USA made with 154 cm or CPM 154 if you really want to be fancy, and you give it to us for $80. Liner lock, keep it simple. That would sell like so hard. Like, but why can't we do this? Like, you have Buck selling a knife in 428C with crappy FRN handles, bad action, for like $80. All right, well, have a good one. I think I'm gonna have to probably head out here in just a minute too. We probably already taken a bit too much time. Cool stuff about the i3T though. I gotta update my video about that, so I'm gonna have to turn this off and kind of do that one little section again. So just a fun little Sunday stream, just chatting. Hogue could pull it off. You're absolutely right. Hogue could do it. I mean, they just show that you can make a USA knife that no one can compete with, right? The Hogue Deca at 135 is not competed. You can't compete with that from any country, right? At nowhere could you make that knife cheaper. You can't make it cheaper in China. You have to ship the steel from America there. This is where we can take an advantage. So Hogue could do it. Hogue could make an $80 knife in 154 cm. In fact, they do it already. They already know 154 cm. Yeah, crossbar lock, because they have great crossbar locks. Just, I mean, how good would that be? It could be steel frame with FRN. I'd be okay with that too. 80 bucks. Absolute rock star. Come on, I don't understand what they're not doing. Why are they not doing that? Hogue might do that. Honestly, they might do that without anybody saying anything, because like I think they're trying to do that. But they might be the only people out there right now that are genuinely trying to do it. You're sorry, Tim, you're sorry that you're doing stuff on Sunday? Don't worry about it. I mean, literally, it's Sunday. No one should be here. Everyone should be out spending time with their family. What are you guys doing here? I don't know about the Demon Fire 10440. I would not attempt any battery to put in your flashlight that has not been vetted by the budget flashlight forum. If you don't know, there's a forum for people who love or are flashaholics and love flashlights. If you don't verify with those guys which 10440 to use, you put yourself at risk, in my opinion. Don't even go by me, go by them. These guys know their stuff so well, right? Make sure you go with whatever they say. I know they recommended vape cells, so I know I can back that one up, at least. I don't have a Kaiser bed glider, so unfortunately I cannot verify. But Kaiser knives are fantastic, right? Kaiser knives are excellent. Let's see, got a couple of them right over here. Yeah, here we go. Hour and 20 minutes is way longer than I thought. The drop bear, this knife is insane. This one is in LC200N. Titanium handles, and then this one, which is probably closer to the bed glider. I got this at Blade Show. It was like $35. $35 S35 VN mill titanium pocket clip. You want to talk about crazy prices? When you go to Blade Show, check out the Kaiser booth. Ridiculous. So this is close to a bed glider. It's kind of like similar shape. It was $35. I'm not even kidding. $35 S35 VN. Marble carbon fiber. When they discontinue stuff, man, the prices are absolutely insane. I don't know about the Kaiser Assassin. So yeah, all right, so we're gonna close it from here, guys. Anyway, it was really nice talking with everyone. Yeah, it just looks like I've just finished selling someone a timeshare. Come on, it's Sunday. You know what I was doing, or maybe you don't. But anyway, like, it's okay. I was out doing stuff, so I just took my tie off, and so. Do you have the Olight Nano and Baton 3 close to show a size difference? The Nano is significantly bigger than the Baton 3. I showed it in my video from last time, so you can actually see it there. I actually showed that exact comparison. So no giveaway today. We're just chatting. We're just having some fun. A pastor for EDC. You shouldn't see my live stream for the Instagram. I had my EDC lab coat on, which is like the Scotty vest. It's pretty funny. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And I completely understand if you guys don't celebrate that, then I wish everyone a happy celebration of any sort with family anytime in the future and safety. All right? To everyone. So, as always, thank you guys for your time, and we'll talk again soon.